Good afternoon, everybody. How are you? Hope all is well. Hope you guys had a good week, a good Halloween. Mm. Ken Sims, what's up? Trades Hendricks, what's going on? Black Dog, what up? Mylette, how you doing? Quantum, how you doing? I want to give a shout out to Brandon, who I read it. Um, we can all congratulate Brandon, right? All right, so Brandon posted in our Slack group. If you're not a part of our Slack, you should come to a meetup, change your life. That's all I gotta say. Like, and if you don't believe me that we're out here changing lives, talk to someone in the chat. They'll tell you. Right? All right. So first things up. Brandon said I passed my RHCA exam a few weeks ago and wanted to come back and give Tameika Reed her flowers. Thank you. I knew absolutely nothing about Linux until I saw your live stream a few years ago on Erica's channel. I decided that maybe this can be a way that I can pivot into tech, so I started to look into it. I tried to find some organized courses on the subject, but they were way too expensive, and they are, or just would not work because of the scheduling conflicts. That's when I realized I would just have to figure it out on my own. Kudos to you for having faith in yourself and leaping forward into really you don't know. You heard someone say, but you don't really know. So you do it. And when it said, I found a few books and complimented them with YouTube University as well as O'Reilly. Shout out to O'Reilly, which I found out about in here because you can get it from the library, right? And I got to work. After 19 months of consistent daily study and effort, after working my regular job for 10 hours a day, I got to the point where I felt like I was ready to take the test. On October the 13th, I took the test in person at a facility and was able to pass. This never would have happened without the knowledge and information being shared by Tamika Reed. Thank you for the motivation. Also, shout out to D and the Women Linux family. Again, you don't get there by just sitting there. Oh, you're welcome. You accepted the offer at GDIT? That's what's up. Is that GDIT in Virginia? If it's the one in Virginia, then I kind of know who you're working for. I know who you're working for. And congratulations, man. I hope you negotiate it. Um, because I talk about that all the time. And I hope you got what you wanted as well. Right. So shout out to you, shout out to Brandon, and shout out to all those that have um have came through and just followed the blueprint. I The blueprint has not failed me. It still works. It's still ongoing. It's still a thing I know that works. And I was thinking about this the other day because I see other YouTubers talking about this all the time. And I don't do reports on like going through like Amazon laying out 30,000 people. You guys already know that. That's nothing for me to tell you about that, right? But what I can tell you is where the jobs are at, the skill sets they're looking for, how you can get those skill sets, and then go from there, right? I'd rather be proactive than reactive, right? So I just don't. I'm not here to like to have the doom and gloom. It's too much money to be made out there. It's too much money that's being tossed around out there. And I'm gonna show you. Let me show you three. That's what I do. I'll show you three. That's what I do. I have two up, but I want to get another one. Um, let's see. That's incentives. Okay, let's go with this. Because you guys, you know, you hear the doom and gloom, but you don't see the other side of the house. Okay. Let's get started. So when I say the money is still being tossed, and when I say tossed, I'm talking about I did what was those strippers that went to Japan? The money is being tossed like those strippers that went to Japan. Right, that's what I'm talking about. So let's start here first. Special Operation Command selects Andro for the autonomy systems integration partner, right? Um, and this happened on 3/26/25. I'm gonna blow this up. All right, you all read with me. You Andrew was awarded a 3-year contract for 86 million to accelerate the development and the deployment of mission autonomy software to multi-domain uncrewed systems in support of US SOCOM missions. So that's 86 million for 3 years. So if I hear that and this was happening in March, what would you go apply for? What jobs would you go apply for? What would you be looking at? Right? That's just one example, right? Next example. US SOCOM awards 4 spots on a 2.4 billion Trex 3 contract. This was spoke on September the 15th of 2025, right? Blow that up. So US SOCOM um has awarded 4 companies positions on a potential 7-year, $2.39 billion follow-on contract for procurement on command, control, communication, computers, and intelligence, surveillance, and reconnaissance related equipment and incidental services. Right. So who were the 3? So the awards are Barbercom, I guess Barbercom, Global Technical Systems, and iGov Technologies and Next Tech Solutions. So if it were me, I would be looking at these companies because they got some money, right? The Trex 3 contract will take into effect October the 16th, and the period will run all the way until October the 15th to 2032. So that's 7 years. Let's just throw it out there. Let's say you get a job working with them. Let's say you start at 150. Let's look at that. Um, let's look at that salary. Um, Calculator over years. Let's look at that. Let's go here. All right. So let's look at it. What would that give us? All right, we'll say 100 and I'll be nice. Do 145. And we'll do that over 7 years. And let's calculate that. So your monthly salary in the first year is 12,000 a month at 145,000. Your biweekly will be about 5,500. So in 7 years, your salary could increase to 178,000. Now, granted, this is over 3%. It could be more. It could be you change positions, you do something else. I'm just saying you staying in the same position. And let's say you may do well, you may not do well, who knows, right? But again, for 7 years, you could be at 178,000 by the time that's done. Now, let's also look at this as well as we are also investing. with this money as well too. So you could be actually, and depending on the company, you could also see higher returns from your investments. You can see higher returns from the company that you're working for in terms of your 401k. You could also see information. I mean, not information. You could also see higher returns if they pay you out on your PTO or not. It depends on the company you work for out of those four. So two of those and look and see what kind of benefits they have. You had to smash the like one. Oh yeah, thank you for the good news. Yeah, smash the like button. Right. Seven C's. What'd you say? I missed it. You scheduled yours? Okay. It's the day before my birthday, so I know you're gonna make it. I know you're gonna make it. All right. So that's just to give you an idea. So now let's go back and let's grab this company here. All right. And let's look up benefits. So their 401k matching, health insurance, paid time off with sick pay, 529 plan, gym membership. Okay, they do a 401k match up to 3.5 of your gross income. All right. So there's a match up to 3.5. So that's cool. Adoption assistance, telework options, company meals, so forth and so on. All right. So let's go look at careers. And okay, let me blow it up a little more. So DC area, procurement, cyber and intel. There you go. Gen AI, ICAM, ISSO, intelligence domain, intelligence operation, Alaska, Homestead, Fort Stewart, San Francisco, Tokyo, DC, Miami, Honolulu, Fort Bliss, Newport, Oconus in Japan, Djibouti, Africa. Then they got a journeyman full stack application, operations domain, Fort Carson, so forth, so on. Software, senior software architect, local in Tampa, senior system information assurance, soft intelligence, so forth, mission support, cloud architect, so forth. Like, go here, go here, and look for jobs. Anybody want this link? Anybody want this link? I'm gonna say going once. Don't see no ones in the comment section. I'm going to the next company. Anybody want that link? All right. So I'll drop it in the chat and let D do her thing there. Where my little private chat at? D? Oh, there it is. All right. All right. So here's your chance to go overseas and work. Will Linux take you overseas? Will Linux take you overseas? Okay. Let's pull this over. All right. System administrator at Ellison. A Linux system administrator. Let me see if we got some international. Let me go back. Because Indeed say they pull 147. 1,000 Linux system administrator jobs in Germany. Flexible international remote Linux jobs. Remote Linux jobs, working nomads. 148 Linux Foundation jobs. Linux jobs in Japan. I don't know. Let's click on it. Ain't never seen the site before. remote Linux jobs at Art Dev. All right, so here's a new site. Mid cybersecurity specialist, remote software, data, back end, front end. They got the word Linux in the uh in the job description. That's why they come up that way. All right, let's see. A system administrator in Germany, a desktop support engineer in Abu Dhabi, VMware administration, a HPC engineer, a Unix Linux engineer. That's in India. Good luck on that one. All right, let's go back. That's in India. That's in India. This must be India's site because I keep seeing India. All right, let's go to the next. Let's go to the next layer. Never heard of this place. It's in the Netherlands. They're looking for a Linux system engineer. All right. So as you can see, you can go abroad with your Linux skills if you needed to. Now, what comes into question is it going to be enough to sustain you when you get there in terms of the pay they may be offering, right? Now, I don't think Amsterdam is a bad look, but I haven't lived in Amsterdam, so you know. But when I was there, I didn't find like it was just so horrible. So this a systems or DevOps engineer in a Linux-based environment, operates multiple servers, 100 of them, solid foundation in Linux administration. And this the basics right here. KVM, Apache, they on CentOS 6 or 7, like they looking for somebody to come in and upgrade. I will be questioning how old is this job? Linux 6, CentOS 6 or 7. What? Better get out of here. We're moving on to big things. So again, I just put in, these jobs. I just put in something out there. Just see, this is in Australia. Um, so network engineer, AI engineer, head of technology, head of infrastructure, software engineer, head of infrastructure, open shift, 220. So again, your your Linux skills are international skills, is what I'm pointing out. All right. So let's go back and let's grab iGov Technologies. So 401k plan and an ESOP where employees can earn stock ownership over time, paid time, professional development, work life. Right. All right, let's go. Let's go to their careers. All right. It looks like they got that one job, but I mean, I could be wrong. It look like below is the list of our openings. Interesting. They only have one job posted. I find that hard to believe. Let me see. Yeah, that's what they're posting. That's what they're putting. Inside sales rep. So then I wonder if they are just a third party just to purchase hardware. Now they could be just purchasing hardware. Let's go here. All right. Health, vision. Dental, life insurance, disability, so forth. Retirement plan includes 401k and a savings plan. 3 weeks off. All right, so let's go here. Oh, here's their benefits too. We'll look at that. All right, so let's go here. So here's their benefits. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And it looks like they got a 24-hour, look like they got a whole life insurance policy in their TRICARE. They're with Lincoln with their 401k. Lincoln is okay. Not top tier, but they're okay. Um I'm looking to see if they got if they got a 401k match or whatever. And I didn't see it. Okay. Yeah, they go through empowerment, immediate, immediate GTS contribution match. I don't know what that is. See, see if it's the same thing. Yeah, it is. It just says GTS is designed a safe harbor 401k plan with pre-tax and Roth contributions. So they don't say if it's what they do on their contributions there, if anything. All right, so let's go back and let's look at careers. All right. Are people valuable? Blah 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 blah. Job postings page. Okay. All right. Looks like they're out of Virginia, and they look like they don't have nothing. So that leads me to think they're probably doing something. They're purchasing hardware as well too. What are the capabilities? Advanced COTS, Common Processing System Fusion, um, system security, mission capabilities, infrastructure systems, advanced technology, radars, high performance computing. So they may build something. So here go Eagle X. So it looks like they probably put in these systems. So they may have a contract where they go deliver these systems. Because when I went to job postings, I didn't see much. A production assembler, a composite mechanical, and machinist. Yeah, I don't see much there. All right, last one. Next Tech Solutions. So they got a technical writer, a system engineer, software security, intelligence, data scientist, a technician, an embedded engineer of unmanned systems, a director of business, unmanned systems, principal software engineer. senior lead software engineer, and a field service rep. So they got some positions. It says one of two. Let me go to the next page. General application, a team of experts and engineers who understand challenges that organizations face. We work with our government customers. It's in Hillsboro. Our quality will receive consideration. Mm, it just says the description is a team of experts and engineers who understand, and I'm gonna blow that up. It looks small. Challenges that organizations face in finding and implementing the best technologies and IT solutions to meet the requirements. We work with our government customers and defense and civilian agencies to identify new technologies. Entities who support our work with various contracts to the United States are offices located in Huntsville, Tampa, and Ashburn. Entities often play in an excellent work environment that includes competitive compensation, employee training, so forth and so on. Yep. So there you have it. So I'll post this location or this job. I mean this company here. This NTS. All right. So do I have any information on OT infrastructure, ICS, and how Linux is used in the environment, operational technology and industry? Yeah, I think you asked me about that before. I didn't look. I didn't look into it. Hold on, I'm reading something real quick. All right, so now let's do this. Infrastructure. OT. Mm-mm. So you asked. Red Hat has a has a what is operational technology, and this came out in 2022. So it's the practice of using hardware and software to control industrial equipment and its primary interacts with physical world. OT includes industrial systems like programmable logic or PLCs, distributed control systems, supervisory control, and data acquisition SCADA. So yes, SCADA for Red Hat, of course. What's the difference? So forth, so on. A hybrid, blah blah blah. Many aspects discoverable NLP solutions. How built an intelligent NLP solutions. Convergence with edge computing, data analysis, blah 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 blah. OT security, da 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 da. Hybrid. I'll give you this page. Read the white paper on building an open source. Boom boom. All right, so I'll give you this page. You can look through that. You have to somebody got to sponsor you that clearance, and you have to look at ability to obtain um for that. Let me finish this up and I'll show you. So here's another one. I'm just looking for the products that Red Hat will be probably promoting for this. How can Red Hat help with OT leadership? Red Hat is equipping organization with tools to help reduce complexity, costs, and risk associated with engineering, deploying, so forth, so on. Red Hat helps manufacturers manage resource constrained small factor devices. That's that edge, that Red Hat edge that I talked about before. Um, Going back to what I said before. Do 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 do. Where is my document? Is this it? Yes. Okay. Here we are. When we're talking now. I showed this before. So when we talk about this, we're talking about um what world are we living in? When I talk about infrastructure, right? Um it's a good segue, but I'm gonna get back to the other ones. But this is probably help kind of get y'all to tune out the noise. All right. When I talk about this, when we talk about at the enterprise level, the near edge level, and the far edge level, what I am saying is you guys need to be focused in here. And really, I think we need to migrate to here. And you say, what does that mean? Your telcos, your even your ships, like shipping containers, think port authority, think uh ships out at sea, your even probably your power plants, um nuclear plants, water plants, uh your cameras, DOT. I am saying we are doing this and this. This is here, but not in abundance and not security wise. And when I'm saying this, I'm talking about LLMs at the edge, security at the edge. This here, infrastructure wise, is for the taking. Still all relates back to edge computing. Um, mhm. Okay, good. So I went and looked this up real quick, and then I'm gonna get back to this diagram. Okay, so let's close this. So you got Red Hat Edge, and we'll talk about that. All right. Oh, I don't want to download it, but we can look at this. So there is a PDF, 50 edge computing companies to watch out for. All right. Um, and I try to make this bigger because I don't want to download this. All right. So here, facility, data center, rack systems, power and cooling. And we're talking about the edge ecosystem here. Site design, commission, and work network, I, IoT gateway, content and application delivery, edge, optimized routing, edge cloud infrastructure, process, hardware, virtualization, containers, and operating system, platform, infrastructure management and organization, API tools, developer tools, AI and data management tools, multi-cloud platform, software application, services, design and engineering, systems integrated and managed services. Um, and they're just saying the key proposition offers mobility, traffic technology solutions, including edge enabled traffic light controllers, intersection digital twins, enhancing smart city infrastructure. Again, main customers, public administrators, and city councils. So here's another one. This is that company. This is what they're focused on. That's a startup. AI Edge Labs. They're focused on edge cloud and infrastructure, APIs, and so forth. Right. Next one, All Edge. is another company. American Tower, Anylog, working with networks and IoT gateway content. Um, Arctos Labs, um, Atom Beam Technologies, and these are all watch in 2025, and there's 50 of them. I'm not gonna go through all of them. I'll give you the link. But what I'm simply saying to you is, there's so much work out here. Um, but Linux has got to be your foundation to do this work. You don't get edge cloud infrastructure and um and at the edge without Linux. You don't. I'm sorry. I don't care what they try to tell you. You don't. Right? So when I say that, when we're talking about edge computing, you can go in between these two. I am saying, I am saying far edge is your thing, right? You can fall in between these for the next 10 years, probably 20 if you really being truthful about it. All right, so edge over here, right? This way, when we're talking about sensor data, telemetry, events, operational data, general information, code configuration, master data, ML models, control and command. That's across all of this. But really, how do you really do all of this out here on lightweight machines, right? We're talking something really light, not a lot of processing power, not a lot of bandwidth, can be a standalone. What does that look like? All right, so again, no one size fits all, right? When we're talking about far edge, here's that Red Hat Edge device. You can do single node OpenShift, and then you could do multi-node OpenShift here, right? But really, over here, those contracts, that's where they're at. So here, Edge device, Microshift, Podman, OpenShift, you know, your bigger nodes here. So here they're talking about small footprint with Microshift, single node OpenShift, single node OpenShift plus a worker, right? And then over here you got their new line that's coming out on the roadmap. But Red Hat Edge device, minimum rel for non-KH workload, minimum system, one core, 2 gigs. Really, really small. Really, really small. Red Hat Edge device with Microshift, 2 core, 2 gigs. We're talking light work. Light. Like your phone is it's probably more powerful than these edge devices. They're only gonna do small, simple tasks. All right. So here, Red Hat device edge. I'm looking right here. I'm looking between these two. Small number of static pods, transactional updates, easy access on special device, air gapped, could be offline. Um, Extremely small Kubernetes distribution. Really small. Really small. Right? Um Rolling updates here. This one here. Static workloads can tolerate workload interruption. No complex container orchestration needed. It ain't doing nothing but podding. That's all it's doing. It's just a pod out there podding. That's all it's doing. Right? And in this case, like they say, think transportation, point of information, digital signage. Here, think IoT gateway, uh, predictive maintenance. Here for single node edges, we're talking about 5G radio, um, 5G radio RAN DU. Like we're thinking larger needs and not only larger needs, again, good connectivity, so forth and so on. But over here, most people are not learning and playing in this arena, right? So, all right, let's get back to it. Um, I don't know. Did I drop this link? Here I dropped this link. Yeah, I did drop that link. Okay, D's got to put it out there for y'all. All right. So where am I going with all of this? Those are the job opportunities from that one. The other one is AV selected for 499 million AFRL contract to advance electromagnetic spectrum survival materials, awarded 240 million for task orders. Who is uh, Aerovironment? I'll be asking that question. How can I help them? What kind of work do they do? As technologies advance and better space tactics evolve, AV is helping the warfighter stay ahead by emerging threats. Whether through an autonomous system, our layered counter drone technologies, our advancements in satellite communication and space domain awareness, or like the Hellsman, our advanced research and development, we are taking on the most critical challenges and changing them rapidly. And innovation, again, innovation. What's out of or with the task orders, they will research, develop, test, evaluate, prototype, demonstrate, and transition technologies to advance development of vision protection materials, materials for electromagnetic spectrum, resilience, and work is planned to begin this month. So, quick question: can you do this job without a degree, or at least knowledge of the field? Probably. Where would I go to learn this? What community college am I gonna go to learn this? I'm asking questions because I'm trying to get y'all to to stop being fooled by what they're saying about don't get a degree, and they over here doing advanced electromagnetic spectrum survival materials. Where the hell you gonna go learn that at? Inform me, right? Whether it's our advancements in satellite communication and space domain awareness. Where you gonna learn about satellite communication? John Hopkins Space Systems Engineering. Udemy has a SATCOM school, satellite communications and cybersecurity at NICS, Tone X training, SATCOM training, Institution of Engineering and Technology, Global Satellite Operations Association. All right, let's go click on one. Let me see. I want to get the curriculum. Design spacecraft and systems to explore the universe. Delve into deep aerospace industry through engaging discussions and relevant coursework. Mission formulation concept development, mission and space systems operations. Earn your master's there. Let me go back. MIT Open Courseware has something. Space system engineering. The Lunar Telescope facility. All right, let me go back to syllabus. This is like this. Yeah, this was 2007. That's gone. Moorhead State Space Systems Engineer. Nova Space. It's $2.99 for 3.5 hours for space system engineering. But I think you just get probably a certificate. You will learn about the satellite design process as well as various systems and subsystems that would typically find on a spacecraft. You will learn how to change involving one subsystem can impact other subsystems on a spacecraft. Knowing these trade spaces, you would enable you to be a valuable contributing member to a variety of teams in the space industry. $300, but I'm sure there's way more that you need to know. I figured Naval Post Grad. I figured Embry Rental will be on this list. I still ain't seen a community college come up. I got my master's in space system engineering from John Hopkins. All right. So I'm just putting it out there what this look like. AWM, you said talking about from AMW, talking about from Direct TV. Yeah. So again, don't be fooled by what you see out there. All right. So, what are the top tech skills? And this is for 2025, and this is going to spill over into 2026 as well. I looked through this list and I agree. All right, so let's go. Prompt engineering, yeah. Validating AI with business expertise, I can see that. Relating technology to business value. I tell y'all this all the time. It's a skill set. Applying agentic AI is a skill set. When and how, and what the roadmap looks like. Leveraging end to end systems knowledge and domain expertise. Yes, I agree. Optimizing and deploying AI models. Yes. The most important, critical thinking and system thinking. Don't be a parrot. Don't be a parrot. Get my screen back. Yep. Louise, that's going on, man. Thank you for the $10 super chat. Amen. We'll talk afterwards. All right. Critical system thinking, handling multifaceted cybersecurity needs. And when this right here, this multifaceted cybersecurity needs, we just got through talking about space and unmanned systems. We just got through talking about that. Why do it's the same thing? How do you handle security in space with unmanned systems? How do you handle it with satellites? How do you handle it with power plants? Right? Managing Kubernetes and container orchestration. How many times have I said that? Translating complex tech into clear business value. Deploying and maintaining real world AI systems, understanding code, data engineering, communicating clearly across functions. Yes, AI powered pen testing, researching and executing solutions, troubleshooting root cause chain, security architecture, deploying and maintaining ML models, designing voices and interfaces. Okay, so let's back up because I don't think y'all hear this list. Let's go all the way back. Relating technology to business value. The biggest skill gap is technology isn't purely technical, it's business acumen. Professionals who relate technology back to business value think critically and challenge assumptions with a business mindset are in high demand. Basically, you can do this as a consultant as well, right? You could do this as a consultant, but if you're going to do this as a consultant, do you really understand the business? And then do you understand the need for that technology and what's the ROI, the time it's going to take to implement that? What does that look like? Do you have the right people in place that can help adopt that? Those are the things that you have to look at. End-to-end system knowledge and domain expertise. End-to-end system knowledge coupled with domain expertise is a high demand even in today's AI world. These two aspects are even critical for developing and deploying AI successfully. But they're also critical needs just in general how an entire system works. Do you know how the system that you're writing code for, do you know how the entire system works? Do you know the business value behind this system working? Do you know who's using it? Do you have use cases? What things can you upgrade? There's so many things to do. You said, I know it says cyber, but where does the firewall network security sit in the future? I am mostly seeking cloud and scaling clouds infra with KH flavor. Mm, I mean, that's gonna always be there. I mean, I guess you could look at what F5 is doing, what Palo Alto is doing. You can look in that area, but I'm trying. What I'm saying to you, Am, is cloud is great. However, I think you add more value if you understand how that also applies to on-prem. And the reason why is because in situations where you have basically um ground stations, like there's no cloud in the satellite, right? There's no cloud in the satellite. So how do you secure networks on a satellite? How do you secure communication and networks on the satellite? There's no cloud. That's what I'm saying. Air gapped environments are gonna be your thing. Just pointing that out, right? The other one, um, deploying, optimizing and deploying AI models. Huge, but first you got to even understand what you need. Are you making your own model? Are you getting an open source model? What does that look like? How you gonna train it? Critical thinking and system thinking. Huge, always. Handling multifaceted cybersecurity needs. Yes, yes. This is never gonna go away. Just learn it. This you need to understand how to take complex tech and turn it into clear business value. Deploying and maintaining real world AI systems. Yes. Understanding code. Yes. Data engineering. How does data travel? Secure that data. Analyze that data. What to do with that data? What can I do next with that data? What can I do now with that data? All of this. I think you guys, this is a great list. When I went through it earlier, I was like, oh, yeah, this is a good list. Now, I don't know, D, based on this list, how much of this do you think I do every day? Based on this list, I can tell you what I do every day, but D, you know better than me. Start from the top. Let me tell you what I can tell you which ones I do every day. Not doing prompt engineering, but I am using AI. So two. Relating technology to business, yes. Not doing agentic AI yet. Leveraging end-to-end systems knowledge and domain expertise, yes. Optimizing and deploying AI models, yeah, we do that. Critical thinking, system thinking, yes. Yes to number 8, yes to number 9, yes to number 10. Not yet. Understanding code, yes. Data engineering, we have other people that do that. Communicating clearly across functions, yes. AI powered pen testing, nope. Researching and executing solutions, yes. Troubleshooting root causes of issues, yes. Have not built blockchain enabled cloud security architecture. Deploying and maintaining ML models, yes. But that's what I do every day when people don't try to step on my toes. All right. So I found a job, a Linux remote job with VetXZ um out of Dallas. They're looking for a skilled Linux system administrator to support enterprise healthcare IT modernization efforts for a federal client. You will be responsible for maintaining and managing and maintaining Linux-based systems in both on-premise and cloud. You will install and configure Linux across development, test, and production, monitor systems, apply patches and upgrades, and harden in accordance to federal requirements, create accounts, manage system backups, support deployment and maintenance, collaborate with network and database and application teams, develop and maintain documentation for system configurations, monitor system logs, support security scans, and want you to have Red Hat. I want you to have some bash skills, federal IT, ability to attain a clearance. And they give you a corporate laptop, and it's 100% remote. So I'm going to post this job. May the best man win. But if you got your RHCSA, you should at least know how to do install, performance, apply patches, create user accounts. You may not know how to do backups because they may be using some external application for backups. Um, you may not know all of the databases, but you at least know how to log into a database, save a database, so forth. Collaborate with people. You should be able to know how to talk. You should be able to know how to pull out what they need. Come up with a timeline when you can get that back to them. Develop and maintain documentation. You should be able to do that. Monitor system logs. You should know how to do that. Support security scans and remediation and compliance reporting. Yep. Participate in incident response. That makes sense. Right, technical expertise to the program leadership on system architecture upgrades and integration planning. You may not know how to do that if you just starting out. And take additional tasks or responsibility as needed to support the team objectives and bump and slide. You can do it. It's with Department of Veteran Affairs, the VA. Yep, yep. That free IPA will get you hemmed up in a minute. Your time better be on point. You better make sure your clocks are on point, or you won't be able to log in. Clock skew of 5 minutes, but you can adjust it. You better make sure it's on point. All right. This was in 2024. I found this on Cincinnati, University of Cincinnati, but I just wanted to pull out the numbers, and I'm pulling out the numbers through the next couple of tabs. Principal software engineer 245, machine learning engineer 206, engineering manager 203, software engineer 186, site reliability engineer 147, an IT manager 169, computer and networks architects 129, computer programs 100,000, database architects 117. Computer information research scientist 145 with a master's degree, right? So you see the numbers. You see the numbers. Let's go to the next set of numbers. All right. So this comes from Robert Half. So here's what Robert Half is saying. An AI architect on the high end, 196, on the low end, 142. On the high end for RPA engineer, they're saying 152 to 105. Now this is based off their data that they're using from their projects. Um, let's look at um let's see, they may have DevOps. They may have it. Let me see. It may still follow DevOps. All right, from 118 to 173. Um, yeah, 118 to 173. So, software engineer being no software architect being the highest in this case. All right, let's go back and type in solutions architect. I wonder if they got anything. Nope, they don't have it. All right, I may have to take off solutions. Nope. How about system architect? Nope, they don't have it either. Okay. Um, system engineer. I don't think they got anything. Yeah, they don't have nothing. All right. I don't know what my other job, other titles I could have. IT operations and support. All right, let's look at security. All right, cybersecurity engineer, and then they got a security architect. 118 to 190. So a system security manager, and they got 141 to 204. A system security administrator, 110 to 160. Security architect, 138 to 176, which is not bad. All right, next one up. So I'm not gonna go through this because I will have to narrow everything down, but I want you to know that you can go get an overview of the Department of Labor or Bureau of Labor Statistics wage data. So let's click on our favorite thing. Let's go by states. See if it's let me in. Let's see. Okay. And then let me click on states and do nothing. Oh, maybe it's down here below. Okay. I have to come down here by state. I have to do that there. And then let's go to Georgia. Okay. Management, chief executives, annual wage was 265. Let me look. Computer and information system managers, 177. I'm just trying to see what they got in terms of tech. I don't see it. Look here. All right, aerospace engineering and technologist. Don't look like they pulled much data there. I'll go here. Civil, electrical. I don't see. Mm, 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 mm. Yeah, we started to run out because they got it broken down by categories. Career technical education teachers, post secondary, 56,000. Got 4,000 people out there like that. The big one for occupations and management occupations and general and operations manager. Yeah, and I can't search here by Idolo or whatever. But this just gives you an overall view for your state. You can do the same thing for New York on what the average salaries are looking like. A chief executive in New York probably making around 343. It's saying sales manager 251. So I know you get some big chunks here. Computer and information systems 222,000, and this one right here is the people who are employed. Snap free, correct. Um, I'm just looking at the numbers here. Food service managers, about 12,000 people. Probably averaging around 89, right? So you can look at these numbers and see who's doing what. And I'll drop this link too. Next one. Here's the average salaries by Tech Hub, right? So they're just saying, hey, if you're in Silicon Valley, 131, that's low. Um, Los Angeles, 120, Dallas, 108, Chicago, 112, New York, 114, and Baltimore, 123. And I think this is this year. Let me look. No, this was for 2023. It's 2023. All right. Next one. Signal Fire State Report of Tech Talent Report for 2025. The entry level is collapsing. A generational hiring shift is leaving new grads behind. Elite AI labs are locking in top talent and retaining them, and geographic power centers are evolving. Geographic power centers. So when I hear that, I look and say, well, who's creating these geographic power centers? And then I would then research those companies and then see what kind of openings they have, what kind of skill sets are they looking for. It says, while the headlines continue to highlight labor market shifts amidst political change and intense AI rivalry among tech giants, our data reveals a more nuanced story. This isn't just about layoffs or remote work, it's about the fundamental reset in how and where companies are hiring to build the next generation of technology. And that's what I was showing you. What critical skill sets you need to pair with your skill set, your technical skill sets, soft versus hard, I guess you say, or soft versus tech, whatever however you want to look at that, and pulling those together. And you should be able to do this every single day. You have no really have no choice. Um, it says here's the tech world, and it looks small. There we go. The tech world has long been synonymous with innovation, breakneck growth, and boundless opportunities. The doors to tech once swung wide open grads. Today, it barely cracked. The industry obsession with hiring bright-eyed grads right out of college is colliding with new realities. Smaller funding rounds, shrinking teams, fewer programs, and the rise of AI. A lot of small startups need to have people hit the ground running, right? Big tech new grads now account for 7% of hires, with new hires down 25% from 2023 and 50% from pre-pandemic levels. Startups new grads make up 6% of hires, with new hires down 11% from 2023 and 30% since pre-pandemic. And they just showing you that here. Entry level share of hires down 50% from pre-pandemic. That's what they're showing there. And then they go on to show you again what the market has been looking like. And I'll give you these. I probably should go over this. I'm probably gonna wait. I'm gonna put this back in my thing because it's very long. I'll probably spend some time on this next week, but I'll give you this. But I think I'm gonna spend some time on this one next week, right? So you can really understand like what's happening out there, what's going on, hotspots, cooling zones, and America's new tech hubs. While San Francisco and New York remain dominant, but rising tech hubs like Toronto, Miami, and San Diego are gaining ground. Meanwhile, cities like Austin are losing momentum, prompting founders to rethink hiring and compensation strategies. More companies are embracing the hub and spoke model and tailoring compensation philosophies to ensure they secure the right talent mix across diverse locations, right? So, key trends are shaping a new geographic playbook. Hiring is slowing in most metro areas, but we're seeing a reconsolidation of tech jobs around major tech hubs like the Bay Area, Seattle, and New York City. Here are the key demographic trends we saw in 2024, and they're talking about Silicon Valley and New York hold strong. Miami and San Diego are rising fast. Austin and Houston are losing their luster, right? Austin and Houston are losing their luster. Look at the comments. That link didn't work. D, did you post that link? All right. I think that was, yeah, that was it. I went through all of them. I wanted to keep it light. This signal fire is one of those things that I think you all should read through really, really in detail and start looking at these cities as to what they're doing, um, tech wise. What is what's happening in tech in Houston outside of the tech conferences? And then what's happening across even in San Diego, um, Boston area, because those areas get money pumped into them as well too, and it's not just DoD money. I mean, they get money for other stuff from training to, startups and so forth. So just check them out. All right, D, I did it. We did it. One in the book. Now the question is, do we come back for the rest of the month, or do we come back, or do we make this our last broadcast? I don't know. For the year. Hmm. Should we come back? Let's get a. We could do a poll. We can do a poll. Let's do a poll. Okay. Let's do a poll before we get out of here. Do we come back next week? Cause you like we should be out. Oh, what am I? What number are we at? What, what episode are we at? 193. We got seven more. Mm. I've been looking at MCP servers. We gotta get to 200. Let's see. Let's put out a poll. Mm, come back next week or next year. All right, come back next week. I put it like that. Yes or no? Start the poll. Let's see what the people are saying. Dean. Oh, thank you. I appreciate you. AMW, I appreciate you. Thank you for your tech ties. Seven more episodes. Like, we barely got seven more. We barely got seven. We got a poll out there. Let's see. Oh, snap. The poll is up. 18 votes in. We'll stop the votes at and let's see. It's 2:42 now. We'll stop the poll in 2 minutes. We'll start the poll in 2 minutes. All right. So, what trends am I seeing for 2026? Let's see. Let's see what they got out here. All right. All right. So, there's a report out there for North America Linux operating system market size in 2026, trends, growth, and digital opportunities up until 2033. This came out recently. Let's pull that over. All right, let's go through this. Hold on, let me get sure. Yeah, let's go through this. All right. All right, let's see. A poll ended at 29 votes. 97% said come back. Yeah, O'Reilly got a book on system thinking. I've gone over that book too. Right? Do you know a good book on system? Yes, and then yep, we're snap free around here. Yeah, we should have been I should have been on the other on the other videos as well too. All right, so let's go. North America Linux operating system size comprehensive, right? So, mm, 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 mm. As organization prioritize agility and cost efficient Linux roles as Linux role as a foundational technology extended to strength establishing North America as a key hub for Linux OS adoption and innovation. What other primary factors influence the adoption of Linux operations across North America? Cost efficiency, security and reliability, customization and flexibility, cloud, support for cloud and virtualization, and community and industry support. How is the rise of cloud computing influenced the Linux operating system? Cloud computing has become the cornerstone of digital infrastructure in North America, significantly impacting the Linux OS deployment strategies across various industries. As organizations migrate workloads to cloud environments, Linux compatibility with leading cloud platforms such as AWS, Azure, and Google Cloud positions it as the preferred operating system for cloud native applications. The open source nature of Linux also, allows companies to optimize their cloud for cost, performance, and security. Right? Containerization goes back to that same conversation we was having with that Forbes list, right? Automation and DevOps, cost and flexibility, security and compliance, right? So these are the things that I'm saying to you all that you need to focus on. Again, far edge being a good factor, but if you can get and do near edge work, that's great too. Um, what what are the emerging industry innovations shaping the future of the Linux operating system? AI, ML integration, edge computing and IoT, enhanced security features, industry specific Linux distributions, and open source collaboration platforms. And when they say industry specific Linux distributions, customized Linux OS variants are emerging for sectors like healthcare, finance, and government, offering tailored features and compliance support. Key market drivers and restraints. All right. The North America Linux OS market is propelled by several key drivers. The increasing adoption of open source solutions for cost savings flexibility remains paramount, especially among enterprises aiming to optimize IT budgets. The surge in cloud computing adoption, supported by major providers, provide further accelerates Linux due to its compatibility and scalability. Additionally, the rise emphasizes on cybersecurity and data privacy as well. Linux attractiveness gives it customizable security features. I said, however, market restraints include the complexity of the Linux system, Linux system management. That's why I say you get paid for understanding Linux and managing it. You trust me, you gonna go far. The complexity of Linux system management for organizations lacking technical expertise, potential compatibility issues with legacy systems, and fragmented landscape of Linux distributions, which can lead to inconsistent support and updates. Regulatory compliance requirements, especially in finance and health, impose additional constraints, necessitating rigorous validation and certification process that can slow adoption. And then they talk about the regulatory and the HIPAA and PCI DSS, that landscape there. And it says the Linux System Market Executive Summary. They talk about the snapshot, the market segmentation, the research, market drivers, and there's a report out here for this. But I didn't download it. Patent analysis and intellectual property insights. North America market size, Europe's market size, and this is where you guys, well, I always say you can travel with this skill set. Europe, Asia Pacific, Latin America, Middle East, and Africa are places that you can go for with your skill set that you have, right? And it says the key players, in terms of it's really who's helping making the operating system, and then the market opportunities, um emerging technologies and growth frontiers, investment and funding opportunities, regional and segmental hotspots, strategic recommendations, and so forth. So again, just giving you a view of like the skill sets, the edge, near far edge, near edge, and what to look out for. Let me see. WSL and Ubuntu with VS Code out here running LMs is the best utilization for any AI. Yeah, that's what you say. It's a subsystem. All right, let me go. Let me see. Yep, please get those likes up, please. So again, I just want to run through that. Make sure y'all had some context there. You do. I'm gonna let y'all go early today. It's a little bit before my 2 hour mark. I usually try to hit my 2 hour mark. But let me end my poll. Hold on. Okay, the poll says 33 votes, 97% said come back, D. So we gotta come back. We do it for the people. We do it for the people. Now what the people do for us is they need to go take their RCSA. That's what they need to do. That's what they need to do for us. I appreciate your time. I appreciate y'all stopping by, and also don't forget this one, yeah. Also don't forget, um we only got a few more a few more days in this year. It's gonna we're gonna be popping fireworks, and next thing you know, it's gonna be 2026. Right. All right, now y'all be safe.